Hi, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of today's video, this is a new moon in Pisces reading. However, this is my very first time recording under the new username, the Magic Pumpkin. Okay, so I'm actually Magic Pumpkin, like on Twitch, on Twitter, on Instagram, that sort of stuff, but on YouTube, it is the Magic Pumpkin. As I want it to be a magical place, and we're going with a pumpkin coven theme. So Bun Bun was great. Bun Bun is really fun. Some people still call me Bun Bun, and that's absolutely fine. I absolutely love it. There will still be a little bunny mascot who's in the works for an emote, but that will take place at a later time. So Bun Bun isn't completely gone. It will just be more in the form of a mascot for the channel, with, of course, like a pumpkin. So I just kind of wanted to like put that in here. I put like a little post here on YouTube, but I just wanted to formally put this in a video. Maybe I'll do a separate one to kind of like, you know, video update, but I don't think it's really that necessary because I don't feel like the change of my name isn't really, the content isn't changing. We're not doing anything else. Actually, like the tarot content, this is the primary channel for tarot content. You'll always find tarot on here. YouTube shorts, actually I'm doing like daily quick AF readings, sometimes with oracle cards, most of the time with tarot cards for a quick reading, so like to start your day with, that sort of thing. But whenever you see it, it's absolutely fine too. Trying to think, other than obviously like the obvious name change, the only other things that you might start seeing on here are going to be Twitch VODs from games. So I'm trying to have more fun with Twitch right now and not just do tarot. We do primarily tarot over there, but I want to also do gaming, and it's a lot of cozy, you know, comfy witchy style games. Someone did get me Stardew Valley, so I get to play that and start that. I'm really super excited about it, but we're trying to finish Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, which you will see in the channel pretty soon. So if you're not interested in like those style VODs, you're not interested in games, you can just skip over those and just be here for the tarot. That's absolutely fine, but maybe you want to take a peek. And I know the first few videos that I'm putting out there, like Pumpkin Panic, sorry, it's Pumpkin Panic. I should know the order of the name, but whatever. I actually have that posted. By the time I'm recording this, that's already been posted, and that's part 1. Part 2 will be coming out later, which is like the conclusion to that one. And it's really funny how I changed my name to Pumpkin. Like, it had no correlation to that at all whatsoever. But it's pretty funny how I changed my name to Pumpkin, but I was Bun Bun when I was playing those games live on stream. So for those of you who missed the VOD or missed the live streams and want to like see it, you know, you'll see it here on the channel. And just recently I also added chat to the screen, so when I'm talking, hopefully it makes a little bit more sense. You'll see chat like up here in like this kind of corner, I believe. It should be easier to read than what you're seeing right now, but that might change when I finally go live with that new update as well. But look for it on the screen, so you're like, what are they talking about? Well, now you know. Okay, so again, this new moon in Pisces coming up. There's always a magic circle, so we are doing a magic circle for this new moon in Pisces, and it's really giving me relaxation vibes, restoration, a lot of reflection that's taking place. I'm gonna check my calendar, March 10th. Okay, so and also when it comes to magic circles and new moons in general, I should say new moons, it's a really great time for manifesting or wanting to align with something that you want to grow, what you want to see transform, what you want to embrace change. So when we're dealing with Pisces, is dealing with that imagination, a new cycle, a little bit of romance, a little bit of self-love. So if you're not into romance, don't worry about it. It's more like self-love, self-acceptance, closure, and just like dreamy vibes. Okay, creativity. So we're growing creativity, also amazing for intuition and spiritual development, psychic abilities. So we're kind of boosting all of that. I'm adding herbs to the mix, all that sort of stuff, because it comes with candle magic as well. So we're doing that. It comes with a candle magic, candle report, and a live stream here done on YouTube. So I would really, you know, love for if you would like to join. More information is in the description box, or you can go to my Ko-fi to see the page there. It's $11.11 unless you want to join one of my magic tiers for my new moons, which are still called like new moons and full moon buns. So there's still a bunny theme. even with this little update. But yeah, so let's now get to the fun part, what you need to know for this new moon in Pisces, okay? So again, all the information, if you're like, I'm confused about what this new moon is, you want to read about it, it's in the description. It's in the description box. I make it very clear and concise in there because we're also dealing with a tarot card. We're actually using the Knight of Cups to help boost and provide us a muse and inspiration. So yes, so if you want to know more about that and how that's incorporated, please check out the description box. I write a little nice thing in there, okay? All right, so now to your card selection, what you're probably here, what you're probably waiting for. You're like, what are the decks? I would like to get to the pick a card, okay? So let me flip the screen so we can take a peek. Here are 3 options for today, okay? So these are 3 options. Don't mind me, I'm just holding my crystals. Pile number 1, you have this deck here. I'll try to show some of the cards. Don't worry about what cards we're showing. I'm just trying to show you the artwork, the style, to see if it's something that fits your aesthetic. Maybe you're interested into it. Pile number 2. This is the sparkly one. So funny how those are 2 10s that popped up though. And then we have like this pixel one here for pile number 3. We were just talking about you, and this is the deck that has that cool thing, which I'm not sure because of how bright it is over here if it's gonna show. You see that? The special like light, it shows these. I probably won't show this in the reading when I'm doing it, but the cards have like this little secret hidden gem within them, and I think it's really cute. So yeah, so those are your selections for the deck, whichever one calls to you the most. If you need to pause the video, take a few deep breaths. Don't stress out about it. You know, like I said, this new moon just is giving like a lot of like rest and relaxation, and just like, let's wrap things up. Let's get things going. Let's, you know, like wrap it up. We want that closure. We want those happy endings because we are ready for Aries season, okay? So Aries season is also eclipse season. So we're ready for those chaotic vibes. And I'm also hearing that Mercury is going retrograde in Aries season. So, you know, we're still going to take things very easy. We'll take things one day at a time. But what is it precisely that you need to know for this new moon in Pisces? This is where you're going to select your cards. Remember 1, 2, and 3. And then go down to the description box below and you will see 1, 2, and 3 and little blue numbers that will fast forward to your reading. Unless, of course, you picked pile number 1, then I will see you in just a moment. Okay, see you in a bit. Hello there, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. Okay, so let me just fix that really quick. All right. Welcome to your reading. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're here to chill and vibe. And let's find out what Spirit and the universe wants you to know. Okay, one more good shuffle before we see what cards want to flip out of the deck. You know what? Feeling called to do one more. Let's do one more. This one's also a really fun one because the cards are really easy to shuffle in this deck. All right, what is it that you need to know? What do you need to know? Okay, sometimes it's like subtle and sometimes it's not. First up, we have the Knight of Wands. A little bit of Sagittarius energy in here, some fiery energy, but a great challenge is the 9 of Swords. Something you keeping up. Like you're ready to, like, I feel like bad news. I feel like you heard bad news lately and it's keeping you up and it's not helping you to stay motivated. Yeah, okay, so this could be dealing with some sort of finances, but this is a letter of invitation right here. It's to find the hope in this, to find the light, to not keep, like, this type of information is to help shake up your world in a way so that you're not constantly on the same path. You're being kind of forced off of this path, because when we think of the 5 of Pentacles this way, this is supposed to, like, represent, it's like a nice warm building. I know, and like traditionally it's like a church, and it's like the 2 people are outside of it, and they're looking towards the nice warmth in there, but like pride and ego keeps them out because they don't want to ask for help. They want to do it themselves. But it's like going down this path, keeping you going around in circles is not benefiting you. But you might have gotten news that may have not been happy or was harshly spoken to you, because this is a knight. This is the Knight of Wands. It's fiery. It was truthful. It might have not been portrayed or given to you in this way of comfort, but it was something you needed to know, something you needed to hear. Okay, and this might come from someone with a fiery personality, reality. Now, I do personally associate the Knight of Wands with Sagittarius energy, so I'm thinking someone who either has a Mercury in Sagittarius, or is overall a a Sagittarius sign. But I mean, it can always go for anyone with Leo and Aries as well. But like how I read it, it's personally Sagittarius. Okay. Ooh, we have the 9 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. Okay, because you're trying to make your wishes come true. And, like, who isn't? You know, who's trying to not survive and, like, you want to thrive instead? You're trying to make your wishes come true. You're looking for a muse. You're looking for an idea. Perhaps you don't know where to go. But this could come in the form of being given help. And also for some of this is, like, waking up from a dream. Because sometimes when we see the 6 of Cups, this represents spirit. Spirit's giving you, like, information, giving you something in your dreams. And during Pisces, like a new moon in Pisces, this could be very much like you're jolted awake. And it may have not been the pleasant of dreams. Maybe it's someone that you knew in the past that's kind of like reminding you of something, a lesson that you have to learn, so you don't keep going in this cycle. Maybe you saw them go through it and now you don't want the same thing to happen to you. What are you being invited to do about this, though? We have another Knight join in here. We have the Knight of Cups, heavy on the water. Not too surprising. Also, I associate the Knight of Cups particularly with Pisces energy. Could also mean Scorpio and Cancer, but I personally, it's Pisces for me. Okay, but it's also in reverse. It's taking that pause, understanding that things might move a little bit more slowly right now because we have earth and we've got water in here. We've got like up to a month, you know, a month-long process to 5 months, in a sense of like, this is slow progress, but it's still progress. But this Knight doesn't want you to live in dreamland. They want you to be like, my mind just went like, they want you to be so for real right now. They want you to be serious about what you're trying to do, the changes you're trying to make. Like, you're gonna have to do something different, and it's about altering your dreams to be more of like, that's a great big dream, but how can we make this more realistic with smaller goals? So it's not giving it up, it's just saying, you know, wouldn't it be great to be reaching these goals and reaching these like these big steps much quicker? But we can't just be going for the big thing here, right? Whether it's like a huge leap from like owning your own company, being an entrepreneur, being the CEO of perhaps a place you work, content creation, that sort of stuff, like something going viral and whatnot. It's more about like creating something that you truly love, that you're connected to, that you can pour love into, because we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. It's like your dreams are draining you. Your wishes are draining you, because all you've been doing is also wishing. Have you been acting on this? Have you been sleeping on it? Like, you dream about it, but you don't act on it. So you're not making your dreams into reality because you feel like you're stuck in a cycle. And this could also be feeling like you're not you're not putting like in the work. The High Priestess and the Eight of Cups, or the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Eight of Wands in reverse as well. This is very stagnant energy. You need to be shaken awake. So we started off with Sagittarius, and we got that the Knight of Wands up here, who's like delivering some bad news upon your dreams, because you need to be asking for help. You need to be asking for guidance. You need to be really paying attention to your dreams, because we have the High Priestess, who is governed by the moon, and it's like having that intuition, trusting your gut instincts, but also being very truthful and honest with yourself. Have you been putting in the work? Because this could be very dull work. These are tasks that you're trying to do, you're trying to build, but once you kind of get bored, you're done. You want to move on, but you could be feeling very, very stagnant. And we have that 10 of Wands energy lurking underneath there too. So it's like taking on a lot. So this new moon might be more about resetting yourself, resetting your expectations for what your goals are, what you're trying to grow, what you're trying to manifest into reality, and how you're trying to make your wishes come true. Are you just wishing on them at night? You know, you're wishing on a star and you're not actually putting the work in. You're living in a world of fantasy. When things start struggling too much, you just pick up a book, you watch a movie, you play games. You're not actually focusing in on the work, because the work, it can become very tedious, can become very boring. But like, you need to get through this. You need to be able to do these steps because you're trying to get better at it, and you're not going to be perfect, and that's fine. This is why you can ask for help. You can get tutorials, you can watch how people do things, you know, get tips and tricks, ask professionals, you know, like, how do you accomplish this? Do your research, you know, put this time and effort into it. Get a journal, a notebook, and write these things that you're learning down. Pick up a self-help book, you know, book an appointment with a therapist, that sort of stuff, you know, book an appointment even with just a professional. Keeping this in mind, sorry, just making sure that I just realized, like, my mic is not muted, right? My OBS is picking up. Okay, we're fine. But, because that would suck, that if this was all muted. Oh my god, that would suck so bad. But anyways, so this is about having to work on your stuff. And, like, Pisces energy, it is that death and rebirth. It's that full circle moment. It is closure. It is the end of the zodiac signs, you know, the passage you go into. And then we're going into Aries season, the start of the astrological new year, who's also a welcoming eclipse season. So you want to use this opportunity to find out, like, where do you want your dreams to go? How do you want to push forward? You know, like, also, don't chase after dreams that are just stressing you out, that there's no love there. There is no love. Like, this is the only path you're looking at versus looking at a different path that you could be taking, a different opportunity that is being given to you. Don't try to look away from it. Don't try to hide yourself from it and try to be like, I'm only able to do this one path and nothing else. You're trying to put yourself in a box. You're like, I want to be known for just this one thing, and that is all. It's okay while you're learning a skill to go, you know, to skills that are like outside of it, but like still, what's the word? Complement it very well, right? Trust in yourself and take things easy, take it slow. And also, for some of you out there, you need to make sure you get a good night's sleep. Some of you put out a glass of water on your altar. Thank, you know, your divine spiritual team, thank your ancestors, thank the moon, that sort of stuff, whatever you connect with. Be showing gratitude, because we have a lot of resemblances of putting out a cup, giving emotional support, receiving emotional support. You've got to really connect with your emotions and find out also, like, how are you being driven? Are you being driven by discipline and hard work, or are you only being driven by your emotions? And what does that mean? Can you get the work done? Can you overcome these emotions? You really have to think about that. Because the moment that things just get too hard, it's okay to take a break and whatnot, but you've got to get back to it. Unless you're willing to look in a different path, you're willing to go a different way, and then be honest with yourself. Are you willing to do that, even if it means you're rebuilding from the ground up? Okay, let's see what else Spirit has to say about this. It's been a long time since I've shuffled this deck, and it is giving me issues. There we go. So the first one we have over here is Spaceship, Don't Be Afraid to Sing. Again, this is being able to ask for help. Don't also hold back your voice from asking the universe, or like, you know, like, this is what I'm wishing for. This is what I want to do. Show me the path. Show me the way. How can I reach this goal? How can I attain this goal? What is a better goal for me to go for? You know, will this be answered in your dreams? I forget with this deck, sometimes it's just so large for my hands. Here we go. This is a prime focus for you because we have flower. Be honest with yourself. This might be the most challenging thing for you right now, is you have to be honest with yourself. Honest with the path that you're taking, the wishes that you're making. Are you doing it for you? Are you doing it for others? Do you feel secure? Do you feel emotionally supported, even if it's just with yourself? Because that High Priestess is also about like being okay being alone. Like it may like not, and without feeling lonely. Like you know that you have yourself and it's okay. You know when you can go and reach for support. You know when it's you've got your divine spiritual team backing you, you've got spirit backing you. You know, like it's having that faith that like everything will be okay. You just need to like alter your path a little bit. You need to come to terms when something feels more draining you and you want to leave it, and you have to leave it, you know, versus trying to force yourself down this way, and like the journey's even longer because you're forcing yourself, because you've been doing this cycle over and over and over again, you know, in these tasks, and instead of getting better and improving, you're really having a lot of self-doubt that this dream is so hard to manifest and ground, since we have so much earth and water energy like in reverse. Although this one being in reverse is what we want. We want this open door. We want to like let this in. We want to let this knight in who's going to help you with daily tasks. Okay, but this knight is also very much a romantic. They're very much like, we want to see the beauty in things, but we can't let fantasy overrule everything. Like in a perfect world, we'd be able just to do this. It's like, that's not true, you know, like, you know, that's not going to happen. A perfect world isn't going to happen. So what are you going to do with what you have, what you've been given, and what you can create on your, with your own magic, with your own hands, with your own attitude, your own resources, your own skills? And then we have gold. You don't need someone else to fix you. Group number one, if you take anything else from your reading right now, this is about you individually realizing your power. You've been feeling like you've needed help and haven't been trusting yourself. This is about you trusting yourself even when you're being so brutally honest with yourself, okay? You've been so brutally honest. You might have hurt your own feelings. I'm not gonna lie. You might have hurt your own feelings. But it was necessary. You needed to wake up from this. You needed to wake up. This needed to be a shock to your system. And then take that deep breath and like, what are we gonna do next? What are we going to do next? What is something that is calling to me? What is something that I could work on every single day, and it would take a lot to make you very sick of it? Because, you know, even when you work your dream job, there's still going to be bad days. There's still going to be like days that you're not vibing with, and that's okay. It's just like, you know, it's never that bad. Okay, so I pre-picked the decks I was using for the readings today, and truthfully, we're going to find out what you need to be honest with yourself about, because we're using the Rebel deck, so prepare to get roasted. I do have some softer cards to follow it, but you're going to get roasted a little bit. You know, maybe you need to know, what do you need to be truthful and honest with yourself about? Now, considering this is a general reading, not all of these may apply. It might just be one of them that really sticks out to you, and you're like, that one really hurt. And it's like, but it's so true. So, you know, pick and choose, or get all three of them, whichever you feel. We have our first one. We have our second one. And then I want to have them all in my hands so we can just go one by one. Oh, there we go. Okay, the first one is, you need a good fucking cry. Get the ugly cry on. Let that shit go. Your soul will thank you. Some of you need to cry. So it says, don't be afraid to sing up here. Maybe don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to let your emotions just out. You need to cry it out. You need to, and this could be something of your past. It's really just bringing up a lot of memories, and you need to be honest with yourself that you still have a healing process to go with it. So after you have a good cry, we have get over yourself, pull your shit together, help people, give back, do good shit for humanity. This could be speaking up about issues. This could be speaking up for yourself, you know, like not always playing the victim in a way of where it's like it's not everyone else, it's your own actions, and like you need to be very honest with yourself. Like, you know, you're acting as a victim and be like, well, I can't do this because of that, because sometimes, yes, in society, if depending, you know, who you are, and who you know or who you don't know, yeah, it's fucking shitty out there, and it's most of the time like not your fault at all. It's the way that society is. However, there are some things that you can be doing though in the meantime, whether it's dealing with smaller things like dealing with your own like lifestyle choices, you know, things you want to revitalize, things you want to cut out, things you want to add in, little steps that you can do. So that's where I get the vibe from that one. And then we have winning. You got a good thing going, don't ruin that shit. And this could be you being like, you know what, I'm taking control, I'm taking that power, I'm working on my dreams, and you're winning, okay? Not a bad roasting, not a bad, I will admit, not very bad. Let's go over some overall themes or anything else you need to know for this new moon in Pisces, and then after this we're going to pull out a spiritual AF card for you, so you get some spiritual guidance, perfect for Pisces, that can be kind of sassy too. Ooh, that is a lot, so we're gonna pick the ones that went over here with the other ones. Okay, so really, I mean, I know this stuff happens when you do tarot and stuff, but when it matches so perfectly, you can't. So this says lessons, wisdom through mistakes. And you see the cracks on the vase right here. Or was it vase? Is it vase or vase? I don't remember. But see the cracks on it? It's just like this one, the gold. I know, oh gosh, I don't remember what culture that does come from, where when something cracks you put in gold into it. I don't want to say what I'm thinking right now because it could be completely wrong, and I don't want to put any like misinformation out there, but that is what it's implying for that. I've seen that before. But lessons, so when things crack, the lessons you've learned, you know, what wisdom did you gain from it? And then we have speak up. Use your voice to express yourself. Don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to express your emotions. Give them the time and space, and then let them move on. Filter that out. Breathe in, breathe out. Speaking potentially from your heart, emotions and intuition, connecting to that high priestess. Some of you got to get your high priestess vibes going on. You really need to do some intuition work. You also need, I want to say the word is discernment. I think it's discernment. You need to realize when something is like psychic and intuitive versus your anxiety talking. There's a different pull, there's a different vibe, there's a different like zoning out type of thing when that happens. You need to have discernment when that does, okay? You need to know when like your gut is feeling, those instincts are feeling versus intuition, you know, or sometimes people view those as two as the same thing when your intuition, but over your nightmares, over what anxiety is telling you. And then growth, perfect for setting intentions for this new moon. Overcoming limitations, which is sitting right underneath that winning right there. Okay, so that was beautiful. That was a perfect, complete reading. Let me actually, we're still going to do this though. We're still going to do the spiritual AF card for you. So you can leave this feeling potentially inspired, depending on what cards come out of here. Okay, I realize though, I'm going to have to make some space. We're gonna have to do that. We're just gonna have to do that. I know you're like, oh god, that's so, no, why did you do that? Because I did. Because I did. Because I did. That was two of them. I don't want to read two of them because that could be... Oh, there we go. No, there's one. You got the present moment is a fucking amazing. Okay. Open up your eyeballs and look around. Even if you happen to be in the shittiest of shit times, there's probably something beautiful to notice right this very second. It could be that babies have eyelashes, and how could babies get any fucking cuter than having little baby eyelashes? Or maybe it's just that you took a breath and you didn't think you'd be able to do that. You did it. Amazeballs. You fucking breathed. This is finding those moments and enjoying the present moment. Even if it's right after a cry and you're taking that deep breath and you're like, that was good. That was good. It was amazing. All right, thank you so much for being here, group number 1, for your reading. I truly appreciate the support. Please remember to check out the description box if you would like to join in for this Magick circle, okay? It'll be open for the new moon in Pisces, and again, I would love to have you there. If not, I hope you have a wonderful new moon experience, and I will see you when I see you. Bye. Hello there, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. Let me start shuffling this pretty, sparkly deck I absolutely adore. They have a spring one too, and I'm really thinking about wanting to get the spring deck. I do love their artwork so much. I don't know why, I just do. Okay, so let's find out. Let's ask your divine spiritual team, group number 2, what is it that you need to know for this new moon in Pisces? Like, what spiritual awakening? I'm getting that vibe. A spiritual awakening. What do you need to know? What do you need to know for this new moon in Pisces? Okay, things want to get moving. We have the 6 of Swords, and I should say there's some duplicates in this, and this is one of the duplicate cards, so we might see this again, who knows. But we've got the 6 of Swords, wanting to move on, wanting to see transformation, wanting also guidance. It's not about like moving on your own, like because you're carrying a lot with you, but this could be potentially wanting guidance. The Knight of Cups making a show here. Now, why I'm so excited, I don't know if you didn't see the intro. I get it. Sometimes you fast forward to your readings, you're so excited. Totally understand that, but the Knight of Cups is who we're working with for the Magick circle, because for me, I read this as this reads Pisces energy. Okay, so this is the Knight of Cups, this is Pisces, but it is in a challenging position. I get, like, you can also kind of view this as like the horse is trying to pull like the boat along in a weird way, but it's Pisces, it's fantasy, just use your imagination for that. But this could be very challenging because you're looking for a muse, you're looking for guidance, you're being told what to do, like, you know, because you want to know, how do you move on, how do you progress, how do you see transformation change, how do you seek closure. Justice. Okay, some Libra energy popping into here, but we've got Justice popping in, which is like keeping things in balance. This is like, hey, you gotta wait for divine timing. This is not something that you can rush. You can't force creativity to happen. You cannot force like this muscle, because it's like a muscle. It's like, you know what, sometimes you're just drained, sometimes you're just tired, sometimes you just need rest and relaxation. You just need to sit down, watch a good movie that like invigorates you. You're like, oh my god, that was so inspirational. You need to read a book that does it. It's having that sort of balance. But some of you also want things to be very fair. You want things to be so balanced as you're just like, you know, I want creativity, but I want to see progress. I want to see this, and I want like, you want that to happen, and sometimes that doesn't happen. That happens when spirit says it's going to happen. Like, there's things that are working behind the scenes for your benefit. You just don't get to see them yet. Okay, so but that Knight of Cups is like, it's challenging for you to work on day-to-day tasks. You may need to be more of like, how do you make what you want into reality? Because that Knight wants you to make your dreams into a reality, but they need you to think of things as a daily thing, like a daily goal, versus the big picture, unless we get a King in here. So let's keep going. Let's find out what more cards are going to pop in. Maybe we'll get a King, and a King will tell us, you know, what you need to know. Okay. Wishes, and then we have the 3 of Wands popping into here, which reads kind of like boredom. You don't know what to move on to. You may be dreaming. This is giving me vibes if you're not wishing or dreaming big enough. You're very rational. And it's like, maybe because if like someone's like, you can dream bigger, you feel like you dream much too big, like things in the realm of complete impossibilities. Whereas like my mindset is more of like dream big, go wild, and then start pulling back. Start pulling back on it. I mean, like, okay, you know what, that part of it wasn't very realistic, but this part is. So this is dealing with creativity. You might be trying to do something, whether it's like writing a book, creating a piece of artwork, something that is emotionally fulfilling. It's been very hard for you to find that. It's just kind of like you're going through the movements. This could also be for some of you, this is also kind of giving a little bit of relationship issues. I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of like wanting to see someone romantic, like your wish is for someone to be romantic, but you're not going out and finding that partner. You're not going out, you're not moving on. You're carrying a lot of wounds from past relationships that you're waiting for justice from because they didn't treat you fairly. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like to throw a lot of like random romance stuff into this, but this is kind of the vibe I'm also getting from this. And remember, this is a general reading, so this is going to vibe with some people and some people won't. So I try to keep it very much like, you know, what the cards are telling me. And sometimes there is romance in there. Although I'm going to say this for group number 2. This is definitely inspiring me to want to do just like a romance-focused tarot reading, like a whole pick a card. Well, I'll put that in a pin and think about it later. But back to your reading, we have the 8 of Cups. Interesting. This is like taking a step back, and it's okay to do so because there's something else out there for you. I'm also getting the vibe, and this might be easier said than done, but I'm getting the vibe of needing to go out and travel, needing to see the world. Like you're trying to find something that just fits, that just flows into your life, and that just like it's needing that outside perspective. It's needing to meet other people. It's needing to have those conversations, like needing to plan a trip. Just plan a trip somewhere. Needing to plan a trip. We've got the Magician, as above, so below energy. That's also giving us some Mercury energy into here, which governs over Gemini and Virgo. We have the Ace of Swords as another challenge. Yeah, this is starting communication. This is also communicating what it is that you wish for. Also, when we have the Magician has all of the resources. They're very basic resources. You know, they got the Pentacles, the Cups, the Swords, their Wands, and they've got their chaotic energy. This is wanting to shake things up from this kind of boredom, not being able to see the bigger picture, not being able to see, like, think bigger, dream bigger. It starts with a single thought to inspire these wishes, to inspire this movement to get things going. But there's no rush in doing this. This is taking your time to make these dreams, even if it means like you're having to pivot. We have the Hanged Man as our shadow card, and we actually have the High Priestess in here. So we have, again, 1 going into a 2. So it's like and we have an ace right in here, and sometimes the aces as well are like representations of like the Magician handing you the source. So you may be feeling though like the idea of the spark is the hardest thing to try to do this because you don't feel a sort of enlightenment with the Hanged Man because you're trying to force this, but you haven't asked yourself, what are you willing to let go? What are you willing to sacrifice? You know your intuition, and this is also about like having this moment and doing it for yourself. This is that independence. This is why I'm getting kind of like that pull for some of you for group number 2. This is definitely dealing with the relationship. This is cutting yourself free from past wounds, like dealing with that, you know, going through it and like doing the healing process, but this has to be your choice into doing it. Like no one can force you to leave the situation. No one can force you to walk away. For some of you out there, this is going to be more of a personal journey. If you take it as a personal journey about personal growth, wanting this enlightened movement of just like, I want this spiritual awakening, I want it to deepen, I want it to create magic, I want this spark, I want to use Pisces energy to elaborate this, to shine light on this. I want to see this grow, this intuition. I want to be able to communicate commune with spirit and like do divination. I want to be able to do this. But it's like, have you sat down and done the work though? Have you sat down and done your studies? Have you done this in a way of like, you're balancing your studies, you're reading about spirituality, you're reading about different paths, you're reading about what it means, you know, for other people to cast magic, like how they feel, you know, making sure you don't appropriate other cultures, you know, you need to see the world out there, you need to see and just not be just zoned into one little segment and just think like this is this is it. If I don't do it this way, then it's completely wrong and it's not the same as any, you know what I mean? Like, it's like there's a bigger world out there. You need to be able to do your research on it, and you have to do it for your own sake. You can't be doing this for anybody else's, like I said, like can't be forcing you to do this. Yeah, so for some of you, this is also about communicating what your wishes are. Your wishes are unfulfilled because you do not ask the divine for it, is like one of the biggest messages here. You're not asking the divine for help. You're trying to do this solo, which is admirable to a certain extent that you want to do this solo when you're trying to grant your own wishes, but sometimes you need some divine guidance coming into here to help point you in the right direction, even if you don't like what direction they're trying to point you into, okay? And because this might require sacrifice. This might require letting something go and surrendering to the process of this transformation, you know. And what boredom may not be like, well, I don't want to be in boredom. Sometimes boredom though is comfort because you know what to expect. You got this chaotic energy and you can hold on to it and it's boring. But versus spreading it out and like seeing where it can take you, you know, this is kind of like a self-sabotaging behavior for you if you're just comforted in this though, because you don't want to see this change because you don't know what lies on the other end of it. But it all starts with just this one form of communication. So for you, if you take anything else from this reading, group number 2, definitely write down your intentions. Write down your intentions with this new moon in Pisces of changes you would like to see for the rest of the year. Like, what are your 9 wishes? If you were given 9 wishes, what would they be? And consider it being able to maybe accomplish those. Make them big, make them small, you know, maybe write down 12 different wishes and then start taking them down, you know. Just go big, do 12, and then take them down to 9, take them down to 8 perhaps, even if it's just like 1 or 2 or 3 of them, okay? Let's find out what else. We'll grab this stuff. Okay, what else do you need to know about this new moon in Pisces? Trying to think though, actually. Interesting enough, we don't have any pentacles in this reading. So this is for this vibe, I'm not getting this as work related. This isn't work related. This is definitely much more a spiritual and emotional story. That's why the beginning parts is just very like partnership, wanting companionship, and like wanting that inspiration, wanting that creativity. It could just be someone who inspires you. When it's like you can inspire yourself if you went on a journey, if you went, you know, you went somewhere that was new, even if it's like right now, travel, it could be very expensive, it could be very, you know, impossible depending on your situation, but like maybe you can do it through social media just to kind of see different parts of the world, to hear how, you know, to be more aware of the different cultures out there. Also, something heavy to know, I just realized, the Hanged Man over here is actually ruled by Neptune. It's associated with Neptune energy, which in modern astrology rules over Pisces. So definitely a lot of Pisces elements. We're seeking closure here, but we're just not there yet. So what you could do is, you know, are you going to wrap things up before the start of Aries season? Between the new moon and the next full moon, are you going to wrap things up at the start of Aries season? So by Aries season, you've let things go, you feel a lot lighter, and you're just like, okay. Now, again, your healing process might take much longer for those of you who have past wounds. You might take much longer than that. Take as long as you need, but be making sure that you're seeking someone if you need help for that. Making sure you're actually listening to your guides when you're trying to be guided towards it. Like you're tracking it. You're basically tracking your records. Like, yeah, you're doing it. You're not ignoring it. You know, you're keeping track that you're doing it. I've got 2 of them right here. I just want to get one more. Let me see if I can get one more before we go through that. There we go. So the first one you have here is Tower. Unplug and relax for a spell. I do love that there's a cup of nice hot tea here. This is doing maybe yoga. This is relaxation. This is, you know, this is like that type of like, maybe some of you need a vacation. You need to be able to relax. Even if it's a stay at home vacation where you just like schedule a day where you can do nothing, like do nothing. You have Throne. Your potential is endless. This is right here and here with this queen, and then we have Justice sitting over here. I'm like, who else? You know, we kind of have this element of like, and we have a mermaid right here, so it's more Pisces energy. So this is definitely giving that vibe of like reaching out and reaching for your full potential. I think like some of you also are playing very small, and before you take that next big step where you unleash your full potential, you may be like waiting to do that for Aries season. You need to like plan. It's kind of like be prepared, you know. And then, because I do know, I believe if I'm not mistaken, Mercury retrograde happens in Aries season. So it's like, you know, you want to take things, you want to change things, you want to, you know, feel more invigorated, but we don't want to rush into things completely. And then we have Clover. Release your guilt. And this could be definitely attuned to some of that I was vibing with, that I was reading, getting that energy from some of you, that past relationship, wanting to move on, but this guilt is holding you back, afraid of like asking for something new, asking for something more, feeling like your standards are too high. And it's like, release your guilt. Realize you have so much more potential. Don't let this guilt hold you back from like reaching a true partnership with someone, true creativity. Because if this doesn't feel like, for some of you, that's not romance, this could just deal with a partnership, a friendship of some nature, a creative like partnership. Maybe your skills are more advancing than theirs and you feel guilt about it, that you're starting to get more resources and you don't, like, they're putting you down. This is about you maybe needing to take a rest and relaxation and get away from that person, get away from that situation before you can, like, you know, do your healing process, release that guilt, and then sit back on your throne, okay? All right, so we're actually going to get roasted. Well, we'll see. Sometimes these cards can be very sassy. Sometimes they're not. But we're going to see with the Rebel deck how, you know, what tough love we need to hear. I do have some softer cards to follow it, so don't worry. And sometimes with these, maybe one of them really, like, you're attuned to versus all 3 of them. So you can pick and choose for these, or you can get all 3, or a combination, whatever you feel like doing, whatever you feel called to, okay? Those 2 right away. Here's the 3rd one. First one is winning. You got a good thing going. Don't ruin that shit. Again, more in reference to maybe having to walk away from a situation that feels very draining. This is also once you realize your potential, you feel like you're winning. So attune to that. We have this one. You think someone is lying, and they are. So if that's really something that, like, you thought of someone, you're like, they're lying to you, they don't feel very, like, sincere, trust your intuition. Again, if it's about this person, perhaps they are a Pisces or have a lot of Pisces placements, water placements overall, could say that it's a lie that they've been saying feel like that they're gonna go from the situation. Maybe you want to go first. Okay, and then you have, you are going through some tough shit. Everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Gather your tired ass up and handle it. That is whoo, okay. That's kind of mean, but it's just more so saying, like, you know what, everyone goes through a tough time. You're not the only one, which can also be like comfort. Like, everyone has their bad moments. This too shall pass, okay? And I also always get that vibe of, like, if you, it all hits you at once and you need that rest, just like take a night off, take a day off, but make sure you come back to those responsibilities. You're gonna sit down and get it done, because some of these things that are happening to you are happening for a reason, and they're just happening behind, like I said, behind the scenes, and you'll see the outcome of that once you finally, like, you're like, you know what, there's nothing I can do about that, but I can control how I react to this. I control other things. Okay. Let's pull out this deck. And we're actually going to end this with a spiritual AF, so you can get spiritually inspired. Felt perfect to pick that for the new moon in Pisces. But I want to try to do some softer cards after some of these, especially if you've been having a lot of thoughts of, like, someone is lying, which that knight in a challenging position can definitely represent someone who's only telling you what you want to hear. And this is why you need to walk away from that situation. They are only telling you what you want to hear. They're not being truthful. And in divine time, you will find out what they're lying about. The truth will be revealed to you. Oh shit, all three of them. Nice. Freedom. Spread your wings. This is vibing with that potential card after you deal with the guilt. And it's like, you can't control how people act. And this is also definitely like, make sure you're to really touch base if you're the one that's lying. Are you lying to yourself? Are you lying to somebody else? And you need to be honest, okay? But freedom, spread your wings. Guidance, you are divinely guided. We were just literally talking about that with justice being over there. So you see that being present. And the sun, a conscious mind, masculine life force. Again, vacation somewhere in the sun. That's what it's telling me there. You're being guided. Also, if we think of the sun card in the major arcana, it's just like light on the truth. It's, again, like shining a light so you see all this. Nothing can be hidden from you any longer. It's also like what's the first on your mind, the first person on your mind, like what's on your mind. And making sure, like, your life force, like your energy, that this person also isn't sucking away your life force. If someone's making you feeling very drained, that freedom is you giving yourself a break from that person, that situation, and setting yourself free. You're being guided away from that. You need to go with the guidance. Sitting there, you know, may not be the best move for you. Okay, so we're gonna do this. I have to push this away because these sometimes spread around, but let us end with a spiritual AF card. I'm gonna do that one more. No. We're gonna do it like this. See if we can get one. Oh shit, we do. Sometimes, like, I always get surprised because sometimes with this, like, half the deck likes to fly out. Like, right now, they're all about to fall. There we go, caught it. Okay, so you got this, group 2. To thine own ass be true. Wasn't I just saying that? Like, be true to yourself. Like, be honest with yourself. Okay, so it also says this. The most common thing that holds people back from health and happiness is an unwillingness to be honest with themselves. True story. It's been unscientifically proven. Owning who you are, what you struggle with, and where you want to be is the beginning of self-love and freedom. Kind of like when Sir Mix-a-Lot finally admitted that he likes big butts and could not lie. His life blossomed after that. There's a lot of key components in here. Could definitely be true to yourself And we're seeing that, you know, it will set yourself free and set you on a path of self-love. Okay, thank you so much, group 2, for being here with me for your reading. I hope to see you again, like for the new moon magic circle. But if not, I hope you have a wonderful new moon experience. Thank you again for watching. And if you're wondering and wanting to know more information about the new moon, you want to join in for manifestation, manifesting, oh my gosh, words, some self-love, romance, bringing in a new cycle, closure, and growing creativity, psychic abilities, that sort of stuff, please check in the description box for more information and go to my Ko-fi to secure your spot. Okay, but thank you so much again. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and I will see you when I see you. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. Okay, so let's start shuffling these cards to find out what it is that you need to know from your divine spiritual team. I just got distracted because it's so shiny, it's so pretty. Okay, I love this deck. It's so nice to even shuffle, fits my hands. Anyways, let's find out from your divine spiritual team what it is that you need to know for this new moon in Pisces. What is important for you to know, your greatest challenges, anything you need to overcome, what it should be your intentions to set for this new moon, things like that. All right, that was quick. The 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Got building on the mind, trying to construct something. Perhaps, though, you're not finding the right group of people to help you. It feels more like gossiping, kind of like people who are just overly negative about something you're trying to build versus like empowering you. We got the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, so it's like shutting somebody out from this. It's like, if you're not helping me, get out. And it might be very hard for you to do that, to set those sort of boundaries. So maybe intent right now is to set boundaries. Oh, yeah, we've got the Devil card, so that this is also Capricorn energy. But since we have a whole row of Pentacles, group number 3, it's very heavy for this new moon in Pisces. Besides grounding energy, like wanting to manifest and create a life that you're like really enthralled with, you might be dealing with a lot of authority problems, kind of like the devil on your shoulder telling you to do something and you don't agree with it, or it's very tempting to do it. It's about trying to break free. Now the thing is, though, the devil is in an inviting position. It's not a challenge. The 5 here is a challenge. And what I get from this is because they say like the smartest or the only sign like in the zodiac like who could take on the devil and win would be a Capricorn. So it's more of like cutting out things that are just slowing you down. It's not productive to do them that way. It's more about finding a new path and just cutting things out that no longer suit your needs, and also having a better relationship with money in the way of like having money won't make you a vile person. So stop feeling like you don't deserve to have this life, don't deserve to have these things. Like it's going to bring a bunch of illusions to you that you're going to be like in who's that? 10 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so this is about building your dreams, building like a home. Perhaps you've been wanting to buy a home and it seems like it's not going to happen, or it's very hard to happen, which isn't quite uncommon, you know, nowadays. You haven't been feeling very victorious lately. Maybe you've been feeling very down. So this is a very heavy reading for you for this Pisces, but we have to talk about what you want to change, what you need to break free from. And this is realizing what authority and power has been chaining you down and how you can set yourself free from that you're no longer going to be complicit into this. And yes, the dreams you've been trying to wish, the happy domesticated life you've been trying to build for, that has been very hard to do, very challenging to do, is very, very cold. It's because you've been on the same path. This path that you used to do could have been led to victories, and you want like also the approval of others, versus you don't need other people's approval. You need yourself and perhaps a partner or a professional partner. And this is going back, this is rounding back to like you're not really surrounding yourself with uplifting people, because maybe you're with people who are just like, this is never gonna happen, you know, like you don't need people to like pat you on the shoulder every time you do one thing good and whatnot, but it could be nice to be with a group of people who you can brainstorm. Just this one? Okay. We have the Magician coming into here. We got some Mercury into here. So yeah, so it's more of like making sure you're not being tricked by somebody as well. Someone who is a sweet talker. Someone who is just like trying to take you away and distract you from the goals you've been trying to do. So definitely boundaries is key for you for this new moon in Pisces, and setting these limitations to people who also have access to your energy. You don't want to be derailed from what your goals are. You don't want people to distract you from what you're trying to do. You also don't want energy vampires coming in. Holy shit. We got all these cards. We got the 3. We got a happy 3 going on over here. We got the Hierophant. We've got the Star card. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles. Are we missing? We don't have any swords. We don't have any swords. So this is not about the mental realm. That is not a priority right now. Do keep it kind of in the mind to make sure that you're not holding a lot of things like in your mind, that you're able to like write them down, journal them, like get a fresh idea, write it down. Just keep that like in the back, but it's not a priority right now, right? I want to say between Pentacles, it's a little bit more of a balance between like at least Pentacles and the Cups and whatnot, and not too concerning that there's only 1 Wands in here. We got some major arcanas though that really want to be seen. Okay, so we're starting back. I'm gonna bring in these new guys over here, try to fit them into the screen, but I think it's gonna be like this for right now because these cards are very long. So yes, with the Magician, this is also, oh God, this also as well, this 4 of Pentacles is an invitation to not be so strict on yourself. It's kind of like being told of like, you have to be so strict and you have to be, like, disciplined in a way of like you have to do it in this order, versus I was telling you before with that Devil card, it's just like that Capricorn energy, you're gonna cut things out. Now this could deal with the realm of communication because it's Mercury, so it's cutting out certain communication with certain groups, because you need to find a friend group that you can just be uplifting. You see the Cups are uplifted, they're talking, they're chit-chatting. It's not gossiping in the way of like talking shit about other people, but it's being able to go out, have a good time. And it's like, instead of being in this world of structure with that Hierophant, that Taurus energy, we got Aquarius energy in here, we got 2 fixed signs in here. And this may not be what's great for you right now, is like having very stable, like unwavering energy with like these 4 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles being in reverse. And I don't mean this like being like a fixed sign myself. Like, it's not bad to have like fixed signs or have Taurus or Aquarius energy in this reading. It's just, if they're so stuck in the mud and they don't allow you to change because they don't like change, that could be a detriment to you. You're not going to see that momentum. You're not going to see things keep going. If you stay so strict with yourself, it's so dull. It's so like, you know, I want to go out and have a good time. I want to be able to have certain freedoms and be able to relax, rejuvenate, drink some coffee, some, you know, go out for some, you know, go coffee, go out for drinks, go out, drink wine and stuff like that, and just, you know, cheers to the hard work I've done. I've come so hard. Like, I haven't reached my goals yet, but that's okay. This is a story. This is a process. We need to enjoy the journey. We need to be enjoying the journey and not trying to only reach the end of that, because then what next are you going to look forward to? But I feel like someone in your life right now, and this is what's going to be like provided to you, something that's going to be like slowly unraveled to you, is someone in your life, and this could be to you, to yourself, is being very like, you know what, you do it this way or you fail, versus like, you know what, you're gonna have more flexibility, you're gonna be able to adapt. Don't let these thoughts trick you. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't let these thoughts trick you. But also, this is another warning for some of you out there: watch your spending habits. When you're feeling very hopeless, put the wallet away. Put the wallet away. Don't just put the wallet away. Okay? Don't run to go do some shopping. Not required. So yeah, that's gonna be you're gonna know who I'm talking to. You're gonna know, okay? What else? Yeah, illusions on this, the night of the new moon. It's like dark illusions. and like opening your eyes towards it. You're no longer going to have like these realms of like fantasies. It's going to be very eye-opening is like the best way to describe it, because you could be feeling very lonely, very much like you have to do a lot of this stuff on yourself. But I feel like it's these groups that you're around. When you're trying to advance your career, you need to be around people that are just very hopeful, that are very much like, we're practical and we understand, hey, but if that doesn't work for you, you got to try something different. You know, like, let's sit down, let's chit chat, let's talk about this, like, and be like, do that, because this information that you require with the Hierophant is passed down knowledge. It is traditional knowledge. It can be business related, or like spiritually inspired as well. But this could also just be something that you're breaking free from. Okay, so let me pull out some more oracle cards, and we'll keep touching base with the tarot as we continue, but I want to bring out some oracle cards to get more of insight on this. Is there anything else, though? Overall, if you take anything else from this reading, it's simply as look into your friend group. Especially if there's more than 3 of you. Maybe someone is just being very deceiving, very shady. Make sure that's not yourself either, that you're lying to yourself, that you're hiding your shadows. You got to deal with them. You've got to deal with them. These cards, sometimes they're just a pain in the ass to shuffle when they don't. There we go. One more. Oh, that's only 4. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, there's only 4 of them. Okay, so the first one is red, which is forgive. Could be forgiving someone who was being deceitful. Depending on that relationship, have you been too strict on that relationship? Have you stressed it out to the point of like it really does hurt you because it was a really good one, like you were doing something, and once you've lost that connection with someone, you're just like, I really would love that back. But this could also be asking for forgiveness, and this could be forgiveness for yourself if you trusted the wrong person because of the illusions that they were putting up, that you didn't see it but you eventually found out. Okay, bitch fire, stand up for yourself. Okay, so this could also be talking about dealing with someone with authority and power who could be holding you down, or this is like your negative thoughts like seeping in a lot about your creativity, about your potential. It's telling you lies, you're tricking yourself. You need to stand up for yourself even if it's against yourself. Okay, because you do it for you. Sundress, you're doing it for you. Doing it for you. This is also someone who's very hopeful, and you're doing this too. I kind of get this vibe as well with the 3 of Cups in here. Like you're leaving this messy friend group because you're going to find a group that's more that you vibe with, that's more of the connections you want. You need to make friends. You need to go out there. I know some of you introverts are like, I don't want to, but it's like, start small. Just do little stuff. Maybe join a Discord or 2 with like something that you're really passionate about, and go from there. And we have dragons. Slay them all. Slay those nasty dragons that are coming for you, the unkind ones, because you are going to put boundaries up. You're going to put boundaries up. And it could also be those dragons represent, because we see a sword in there, those dragons could just represent your negative thinking, that you're going to slay them. You're no longer going, you're going to forgive yourself the mistakes you made, and you're ready to initiate something new, something fresh. And again, I say that a lot for new moons because it is a great time to plant those seeds, especially because we're in the beginning of the year. So plant those seeds of what dragons are you taking down? What journey are you taking? Because this could take longer than between now and the new moon and the next full moon. Okay, new steps that you're going to be taking. You're going to break free from this trickster type of energy, this miscommunication energy. about how you do things, why you do them. You're going to find people that you vibe with instead. You're going to build a community instead. That's how I see for you, group number 3, is you're building a community that matches your energy, okay? And that uplifts each other, that helps each other. It could be very practical with each other. It could be very much like, you know, we're going to tell you the truth, but we're going to do it out of a place of love and kindness. And when you're ready for it and when you're open to hearing it and accepting it, we're not going to do it, you know, bombard you with this when you were just like not in the right state of mind, like other people might have done to you before. We're not here to drain your energy. We're here to provide you energy. We're here to also like give and take for each other, because we work with each other. We don't work against each other. Okay, so also we're gonna get a little roasted. We're gonna do a little roasting, which is okay. It's fine. Sometimes this roasting isn't that bad, but it's some hard truths that maybe you need to know, because it can help you with your intent if you feel like you need, gosh, okay, to start new intentions. I do see that this one, we're gonna, even though this was the last one, we're gonna start with this one because it's so funny to me, because this is called the Rebel deck. I'm sure some of you already know that, but this is called the Rebel deck. And why it was making me giggle is because with the Hierophant being present right into here, the Hierophant is very much in an upright position, is anti-rebel. It's following the rules of society, like I said, which may not be more in your present state of mind to want to do so, because it can feel very hopeless if you're trying to be like forcing. This is like forcing traditions and stuff where you need to break free from those traditions, okay? But yeah, so I was associating Rebel with the Hierophant, and then the Rebel just popped out. And it says, because fuck it. Rebel. Because fuck it. Enough said, right? And it says, stop obsessing. You are not the fucking center of the universe. Okay. A little harsh right there, but that's fine. You're not the center of the universe, and that's also because it's that energy to make sure you're not the only one who's also taking that, you know, like taking from others and not giving them anything in response. Like, you know, when they need help, do you offer your help, or are you stingy with that? Are you stingy with your energy? That's going to set you up for a very lonely life. Okay. Step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second. Kale and I don't know, spirulina tastes like ass. This is very specific. I will say, I don't think I've ever actually pulled this card. Eat some yummy shit. Bacon, chocolate, beer. Get some. And I forgot to say this. I said this for the other 2 cards. Some of these, and this is exactly why, and figures, this is the one time I forgot to say it. When I pull these cards, since this is a general reading, some of these may, you know, you may vibe with, you may be like, yeah, that definitely struck me. Some of these will not. So pick which one, you know, if you want, whichever ones you connect with, pick all of them. Don't pick any of that. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where these ones can be very specific, like that. Take that for what it is. Always seek a professional when it comes to your eating habits. Don't listen to tarot cards, oracle cards, that sort of stuff. But I just get the vibe with this one. It's more of like saying, like, if you're being very strict with yourself and like enjoying, like, you know, food and whatnot, or you need to deal with the relationship with food, like, it just kind of gives that vibes of here. I'm very wary to do that, because I feel like, you know, your relationship with food, you know, if you have an issue with it, you will deal with it. It's not my place to come in and speak to you about that. But if you wanted a sign, if you should have a little sneaky little sweet treat, you know, go for it. Have a little sweet treat. But you know what's best for you more than me or tarot or oracle cards can do. Okay. So we're going to round that up with these cards that are really nice, good, like for the theme of this new moon for you for group number 3. And then we're actually going to end this reading with a spiritual AF card so that you can feel spiritually inspired. That first one just jumped out. It's a hard work. It's hardworking bees. I love that card. We got, you get a few in here, so that's fine. So the first one we have for this new moon is hard work, commitment, and perseverance. So this is hard work that you've been putting in, but making sure you have that balance of not, letting work take over your life, making sure you're not feeling chained down to it. Remember who you are, return to the roots. So this could be, again, connecting with the Hierophant. Like, some of you may want to break free and create your own traditions based off who you were and, like, who you were meant to be and, like, how you want your life to be now. Don't stop. A miracle is around the corner, because this is part of that hard work that you've been putting into this for this new moon. Like, this is also helping you to progress, to feel that, to reach that conclusion of the things you've been building towards and working towards. Stillness, lack of movement. This could be a really great thing for you to actually just do as a form of self-care under the night, because this video, you might be watching this night of the new moon, but this is going out before it happens. So if you want to use this as an opportunity to, like, plan for that night just to sit in stillness, maybe with some lo-fi, maybe just nothing, just listening to nothing, just meditation and whatnot. That could be a really great thing. And then we have mystery, secrets and hidden meanings, something to be discovered. Okay, something to be discovered in the stillness, mysteries, thinking about your past and whatnot. That's the vibe I'm getting for this here. That's a lot right into there, but that's okay. All right, let us grab, let us grab this Spiritual AF deck to round out this reading, to be inspired. Sometimes these cards can be sassy, sometimes they can be sassy, sometimes they're sweet. Most of the time I think they're sweet, but they try to be sassy. We'll see what you get for group number 3. There we go. Your wound is probably not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. Like the work you've been putting into that. Okay, anyways, it's the back of it. You'll never be free of the people who harmed you until you take full responsibility for your own healing. No matter what family you were born into, what body you got stuck in, or what weird shit has happened to you along the way, this is your life and no one else's. Be tender with the parts of you that are hurt and the parts of you that are struggling. Take ownership of your whole, beautiful, dented, pieced together self. If you blame someone for who you are, you give them ownership of you. That sucks wet shit, doesn't it? Focus on what you can do right now to be your very own badass healer. Bam. Damn. Almost a little intense. But it spoke about the people that were hurt, that have hurt you in the past, whether that is family, or just people that you were chosen family that maybe just weren't for you, and maybe you messed up a little bit on your healing journey, been back to some old habits, but you've put in a lot of hard work. Be proud of how far you've come. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of how hard you've come this far. There's so much more to your journey, and you're sticking up for yourself. You've got more dragons to slay, and you're doing this for yourself. You're going to take control of your healing journey. Okay, well, that was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you like my style of readings, like the cards that I use, all that fun stuff. If I don't see you for the new moon in Pisces, that's absolutely fine. I hope you have a wonderful new moon experience. Otherwise, hope to see you then for the new moon magic circle to do, the manifestation of imagination, romance, self-love, restoration, closure, growing intuition, spiritual development, creativity, and just overall dream protection. If that sounds like something you're into, check out my Ko-fi, check out the link in the description box below so you can get more information on that, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!